The Michael Yo Show starts now.
Yo, it's Michael Yo. I am so excited to have in the studio with me today, Bekah and Jess, the Chatty Broads. Hi. Oh, a little hand action. I love it. Like,
Synchronized
Jess
weirdness.
hands, hey, and you did it simultaneously too. Like you are definitely on the same page. You
No,
know?
we are at this point.
We've linked brains at this point.
Yeah, I think the only person I spend more time with is my daughter, and then Jess is the second person.
And I love that y'all have kids.
Yes.
It's so amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
It is amazing. It definitely adds a dynamic.
Yeah, it
When-
does. It does add a. How do you like watch all these programs and have kids?
Good question.
Yeah, is that tough, or do you watch it with your little
I mean,
one?
my daughter's 6 months old now, so literally, like, I have it going in the car, and I kind of like listen to episodes now, like a podcast. I just that's the only way I can keep up. And then like most of the time we're recording, and she's with me. So literally last night we were recording, and I was like standing behind the couch, like bouncing her, talking into the mic. We do work.
You
She's
keep it
with
real.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's with us at least like 70% of the time because she's only 6 months.
Yeah.
So
Oh my God! How
full
now,
mom
has it
mode.
been tough the first 6 months?
It has. She's a really easy, happy baby. But I think what I've been trying to do is like live my normal life and then like fit her into it. And it's kind of just been an adjusting of like, no, my life isn't going to be the same now that I have a daughter, in good ways and in not so great ways. So
Do you get sleep?
yeah, no, I do.
Okay,
I do.
good,
I do.
good,
I'm
good.
getting
her
the sleep
daughter
I need.
sleeps.
See, that's good. Did you sleep train early?
No, so she actually does wake up every 2 hours, but she's in bed with us, so I don't really have to wake up fully to
Oh,
deal
you got
with
her in bed. Oh, well, I think you're supposed to the first. Well, in a bassinet, but you have her in the bed.
Yeah, I have her in the bed. It was kind of the only way we could get sleep with her.
Yeah,
So that's
I
one thing
got
I'm
you.
learning about parenting. You like say you're going to do it a certain way, and then you end up finding out.
We
what
have a
works.
2.5-year-old, and now we're going to have another one, and she's 25 weeks. And so we're trying to figure out, okay, like when the new baby cries is going to wake up our
God,
son, and how to keep them separated. Like, yeah, it's just.
How do people do it with twins, triplets, like quintuplets? Can you imagine?
It has to be after a certain. After you have so many, it's like, okay, it's like clockwork. You know, it's like they're all on the same routine. But
Yeah, you
two
would
that
think.
are 3 years apart, you're like, oh,
Yeah,
what's going on
true.
here? I'm
you
scared.
just learn that you're just never going to sleep at that point. You're
Never.
like, all right, I
Never.
guess I'll just figure this out in a few years.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
So besides, we're going to get to Bachelor in Paradise. We're going to talk about Hannah B. We're going to talk about all that good stuff. But besides the Bachelor in Paradise and the Bachelor franchises, what do y'all like to binge or watch right now?
Oh my God.
answer that.
Okay, well, first of all, Love Island.
Okay, you were into that.
I'm a hardcore Love Island fan.
Okay, did you ever watch the ones from Europe? Did
It's
you ever?
the only ones I watch.
Okay, so you don't watch the one.
I
here.
don't do any of the American. I watched one episode. I was like, nah, this is just not for me. I am a UK. I've been watching it for years.
Why is the UK one so much better?
They're just, they're funnier.
You said it's because there's normal people too. Which
There's
kinda
normal
just-
people, like they have normal jobs, especially in the first few seasons. You're like, a model would walk in and then a plumber would walk in and they fall in love. And you're like, look at this. This is
And
great.
so it's not. So there are people on the island that don't have six packs. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
So normal people.
Exactly.
That's the way I think.
Everyone's attractive. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, but not everyone's just like a hard 10 where you're like, clearly this is your job is just to be attractive.
yeah.
You know, so it feels more real and they're just funnier.
Yeah.
They're funnier.
Well, normal people are funnier than like
Yeah.
super over the top. I got six pack, especially guys.
Yeah,
Guys have.
exactly.
It seems like the better shape you're in, you lose your personality. Like every time you get another rip in your body, a piece of personality just leaves your body too.
Yeah.
It just floats away.
You see that on The Bachelor sometimes for sure. And then I don't think I really don't have any time to binge watch any other shows.
So you're not watching
Used
anything
to be
else?
Real Housewives.
I used to be Real Housewives.
Which
I used
one?
to be Orange County, Beverly Hills in New York.
Oh wow!
I have not kept up in so long.
That is a big time investment right there.
Nah, you know, I used to be a nanny, so so I would kind of just watch reality TV and like hang out with the baby all day. And actually, the funny thing is now that I have a
still
mom,
doing that?
I still do that. I just don't have as much time because I have like other jobs. You
Got
know,
you.
I'm not getting paid to sit with my daughter all day. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And how long did it take because your podcast is huge right now. It's always in the top 100, top 50. How long did it take you guys to build up an audience for people to just gravitate to it like that?
Well, I kind of have the advantage coming
Yeah.
off of The Bachelor and having the fan base because we started in November, so we've been doing it for what 9 months now.
And it's just blown up.
Yeah.
It
You love
definitely was the Bachelor that had it, like, that's
Doing
how
the
it took off.
recaps
Yeah.
definitely like got people hooked.
People were not going to let Bekah get away with not talking about this
That's
show.
what I heard. Because initially you started the show and you were like, let's not talk about
Yeah.
it. And then it was like, okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, we kind of had to, and yeah, it keeps people tuning in. But now I feel like we've kind of hooked our audience into listening to our non-Bachelor content too, which is really fun, and that's kind of my favorite part of it.
Okay.
When we get to talk about like who we are, we get to interview people, and just like really keep it real about sex, dating, motherhood, all that.
Dating's
kind of shit.
the worst in LA, by the way. Just throwing it out there. It took me forever to find my wife. So
You found her in LA.
I found
Good
her in
for
LA,
you.
but she's from Wyoming.
Okay.
She's
How did
from
you guys meet?
It's so Hollywood how we met. My mom beat breast cancer twice. So I was doing a breast cancer awareness event with Sharon Osbourne. And then Sharon goes, how come you're single? We're on the red carpet talking. And she goes, why are you single? She says, I'm going to set you up with somebody. A reporter overhears us that I kind of know. And she goes, I have the perfect girl for you. And I go, okay. She says, but she hasn't been out in like a year and a half. I go, I don't know if I want to meet this person that hasn't been out.
She's been locked inside.
She's been lying like
somewhere.
somebody. She's like, she just hates guys in LA. We went out and our first date, we've been inseparable ever since.
Oh my God. how
Yeah,
cute.
so literally a year and a half after that, we got engaged. Right at the 2-year mark, we got married, and now we have a 2.5-year-old, and we're about to have another baby. So
Congrats.
It like love can happen. You know, you just got to find the right person.
Yeah.
You got to find the right person.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so that's how we met. So
Yeah.
it was like that typical.
That's cute.
I would say it's a blind date, but you know what people look like before
totally.
before with Google and everything.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
the thing. Nowadays, you always know what
Always
someone looks
know.
like before a blind date.
Yeah.
100%.
And you
Unless
also
your friend
kinda-
gives you the wrong name.
Yeah, and then you also kind of know something about their personality too. I mean, I do full analysis on people's Instagrams. You know, I'm like, okay, this caption says a lot about them. I see they're here and there. You know, I
so
go like.
before you
full
came on my show,
investigator.
y'all don't do a lot of shows. So before you came on my show, did you break it down? Did you go through and make sure that I was like not a creeper?
No, we took Craig's word for it.
Oh, see,
We
Craig
did,
Conan,
we
we
did.
love Craig.
So we love him
Craig.
too. It's hard not to love him. So we kind of just took his word.
But that's
for it.
that mutual friend thing.
That's
You gotta
right.
have the connection.
I love it. I love
or
it.
else maybe we would have done that.
You were like, that's a hard.
Probably.
That's a hard no. That's a hard no. Okay, let's talk about Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah.
Okay, so I haven't seen last night's episode yet, but you guys are filled in. I will talk about the week before because a couple questions.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just getting into Bachelor in Paradise. Hannah B, I knew was going to be the Bachelorette.
I don't know how you knew that.
As soon you can check her Instagram feed because I have a little blue check, so I'm first on her feed. Thank you so much. Hair
Not
flip.
trying to brag.
Not
but-
trying to brag, but I have a blue check. So as soon as she got kicked off, I actually Instagrammed her on her, on the comments and said,
Yeah.
"You will be the next Bachelor." 100%. Don't worry about this. This is just a small bump. I knew it because I knew she's a pageant girl.
Yeah.
My wife's a pageant woman. They know how to talk on camera. They know how to put on a performance.
But Kaylin did it too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, but no, Hannah B to meet Alabama, people they want an audience from the South to watch Middle America. Let's be honest, it's about Middle America watching this show. It's not about the coast.
Absolutely.
This is
That's
about
why the
Middle
ratings
America.
go down whenever they have a black person be the lead.
It's true.
Yep.
Well, they've only had one.
Yeah,
and
for
that's
a reason.
And for a reason. Like literally, it is for a reason that it's an unknown rule that when you're a black person on that show, you're only making it so far.
Absolutely. You're only
know?
getting a certain amount of followers. Like
Yeah.
Rachel Lindsay's the only one who doesn't have over 1 million followers. Like
I mean, how crazy is that?
It's insane.
That through it just shows that people are open to diversity, but not too much diversity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
that's my thing is everybody loves Mike. My wife loves Mike, almost loves him too much because she goes, oh my God, he kind of reminds me of you. You got the same smile. I'm like, no, do not compare me to Mike. Okay.
Like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to make it okay to talk about him.
Because every time he's on, she said, oh my God, there he is, Mike. He reminds me so much of you. I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah.
But if Mike is not the Bachelor, I think that speaks volumes that it's not because he doesn't have a personality. It's not, he's non-threatening,
Yeah, no, totally.
But I
He's
think
not aggressive.
he's not aggressive, he's non-threatening.
He would be the perfect first black.
Yeah.
Bachelor.
100% if they wanted to go that route. Now it's up to ABC to say, okay, we got Blackish, we got Mixedish, we're coming out with this program. Do we dive into that? Because I know for Rachel, like the ratings weren't great.
No.
Even
though she was, in my opinion, one of the best Bachelorettes.
One of the best
fantastic.
ones. One of the best ones. Ratings weren't great. I did watch her season. I just thought, like, people don't want to play that ball game right now with that franchise.
No, and in fact, even we were talking about the other day, Chris Harrison apparently was talking and was like, well, we're worried about getting renewed, so ratings matter, so I don't think we can make Mike the Bachelor. Like, he straight up said it.
Wait, where do you say this?
It was in, I think, either People or something where maybe Newsweek, and it wasn't like as direct, but it was definitely like, it was definitely made clear what he was saying.
So does that kind of make sense now that he was on Bachelor in Paradise? Because if you know you're the Bachelor, you're not going to go. To me, that's a downgrade.
Colton did it.
Colton did it, and it happened to Nick too.
Yeah. So. And they still became the Bachelor. So, but don't you think that's like
I don't feel like it's a good move, right? Because then people start to see another side of your personality, and you have to then.
Although if producers are saying like, yo, you're not going to be the Bachelor, like you're probably not going to turn down Paradise. You're probably going to go for it.
I also would think though, if you're Mike and you go, if I can go on Bachelor in Paradise and look great on that show, I can win more hearts.
Get my heart broken. And
then go to the show. Because it's all like, I don't care what people say. Nobody goes on. And did you go on that show for real love?
No.
Of course not. That's what I'm saying.
That's why I love her.
Everyone wants to be on a TV show. Like when people try to play like they're not trying to be on a TV show, like then why don't they just go date? Like everyone on that show is a 10. So they can just like go to their freaking corner bar and meet someone, and they have better odds there than competing with 29 other people on a TV show. And like, don't feed me that bullshit.
100%. Like I always say that nobody goes on that show for love. Now it's about Instagram followers. You will go from 200 followers to over 1-point-something million followers.
Tyler has over 2 million followers now.
He has more followers than Colton did after being the Bachelor.
Yes. How crazy is that? And I love the best thing that ever happened to him was Hannah B saying no to him. Because if he would have won, he just would have been another guy.
And then they break up. And
and now he's seeing Gigi Hadid.
Gigi Hadid. Okay, question for you guys, since you're in it. If you're Tyler, would you rather be the Bachelor or would you rather date Gigi Hadid?
Gigi Hadid every day.
Gigi.
Why?
Because in my opinion, it elevates you. You're no longer part of this just like cheesy reality TV world. You're now like kind of a socialite. Like he could go, I keep joking. I'm like, next thing we're going to see is Tyler at the Met Gala. Like he can start dating in that like higher up crowd. I just think
it is funny how in Hollywood, you notice there's groups where one guy will date all the friends. It's weird. It's like, I forgot what's the guy, but he dated like Jennifer Aniston. He dated Cameron Diaz. He started just dating all the, and I forgot who he was, but it's some random dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, that's how Hollywood works. It's almost like, oh, we trust this guy. He's not going to say anything, so everybody can date him. You know?
It's just like a smart move though, too, because yes, he could be the Bachelor and get more Instagram followers, I suppose. Or he could go into like, he's a model part-time.
And he got a brand new contract with some underwear line.
Right, so now he's hanging out with world famous models. Like soon we're going to be seeing like our Lord and Savior Tyler walking the Tommy Hilfiger runway. Like we have high hopes for him.
Do you think he's genuine or was this all played perfectly?
I think he was genuine.
Yeah, we really think he was
because
genuine.
he has this whole story about how him and his dad watched it together when his dad was in the hospital, and his dad said, "That's your girl," about Hannah. Like, I mean, of course, everyone does want the followers and shit too, but I think that.
But it was confirmed.
The real deal.
It was confirmed then when you saw his dad. His dad was like, "Yeah, that's Miss Hannah B. Like we used to watch you," and I didn't know if I bought it. And then when you saw Tyler and his dad and Hannah talking together, I'm like, "Oh, he was telling the truth. It wasn't just a story."
Now, can we talk about what's the guy's name that was so sensitive that liked Hannah B and was crying all the time? I forgot his name, but his parents were 100% on board.
Pete.
Yes.
I think he's going to be the next Bachelor.
We think he's the next Bachelor.
Really?
Yeah, because he's just Mr. Vanilla.
Well, let me tell you
Westlake
something.
Village
that would
Pete.
be the worst watched Bachelor ever.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, he's so boring. He's too, I didn't know, and I even hate saying this because so many people will interpret it differently. He acted like the female in the relationship. He was the overly sensitive one.
He's sweet.
No.
We loved how soft he was.
He was soft.
But we loved it. No. We like a little bit of a femme moment, you know?
For sure.
Do you want a man that's softer than you?
Sure. That way I can be the powerful one in the relationship.
See, that's what you that's what you want, but I didn't. Hannah B's from Alabama.
Yeah. No, I know. She wants someone like Luke.
Her dad would have ran all over Pete. Her dad would have been he's lucky he didn't make it to hometown because her dad would have been like, who's this little crybaby sensitive person, Pete?
Even though her dad is a hairstylist, like I'm sure.
But he's a man
is
hairstylist.
That's very true.
He's a man.
That's very true.
You're like, we're doing hair and
He
babe.
definitely has like a crocodile belt somewhere in his closet.
That he actually killed the crocodile himself.
He wrestled him to the ground.
He wrestled him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So Pete I think if he's the Bachelor, it's going to be awful. Yeah.
But it's always about the girls, you know? On The Bachelor, it's always about the crazy
Very
chicks
true.
who are on it. Like,
Very true.
That's what makes the show. Colton,
Oh my God.
he was
Colton
such a
was
dud, right?
so
But his season was still
boring.
pretty good.
Well, but he at least he had something to cling on to. He was a virgin.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know, that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
But
what's
Pete
Pete's
is a pilot. He is a pilot.
I'm a pilot? How far can you take that?
I'm a pilot and I'm sensitive. Oh my God. I would laugh every time I was like, this dude is pathetic. He's pathetic. Pathetic.
Pathetic?
Pathetic.
We
No,
call
no,
him
no.
Sweetie
Oh, yeah.
Petey.
Disagree.
Sweetie Petey.
Sweetie Petey.
Yeah.
You know what happens to Sweetie Peteys? They get crushed by strong women. He needs to grow a backbone.
I don't know. Pete was cruising in his nice ass Mercedes, had
I
condoms in the
know.
car. I mean, I think Pete's crushing it.
Part of me
Oh, like that
wonders-
wasn't produced? Come on. They didn't put condoms in his car.
Oh, that
And
for
what
sure.
dude uses condoms anymore? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. What dude is like, hey, I'm going to roll around with
2019.
condoms?
Someone who's sensitive and cries all the time.
After he has sex with you, he'll cry on you like, "Ah."
I'm going to keep this.
This is memorabilia from the night. It's a bunch of used condoms. It's like, oh, I remember that night. It was so good. He's probably the dude that sends cards to the girl afterwards, you know?
how lovely.
Like, oh my God.
Thank you so much for your time.
Like, I will not watch Pete. Like, look, I'm into The Bachelor now. Even though I think it devalues marriage. There's a lot of problems with The Bachelor. I think it devalues marriage. You have people saying the sanctity of marriage. That's why gay people can't get married. But yet you have a TV show that just kind of
Yeah.
twist it.
I feel
So
it.
I believe in all those things, but I also, you know, I'm in pop culture. This is a pop culture podcast, so
Yeah.
I have to watch it.
It's entertaining.
It's
And
very entertaining to
It's
watch.
entertaining.
There's almost a level of self-awareness to it because of how ridiculous it is. Like,
it is.
You know,
but some people don't get that.
No.
Some people are in it.
oh, for sure.
Like,
It's
it.
real.
It's real.
These are like everyone
are a
goes
lot
on
of
there to
people
find
like
love, right reasons. Like,
Yeah. And those a lot of people that listen to y'all, like they really believe the show.
That's true.
You know, and I would have a message for those people. That is ridiculous. Like it's a TV
You are
show.
stupid.
You are not bright. It is a TV show. Take it as entertainment. You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
we like to do our other episodes too, because after we like talk filth all over reality TV, then we're like, okay, let's have like a more thoughtful episode the next day talking about, you know, self-love.
Yes, yeah.
Balance this out a little bit.
Okay, so now this is the guy I'm not familiar with. He's in Bachelor in Paradise, Dean.
Okay.
I don't know much about him. I know that Blake, he's just terrible at the game. Like he just has no game. To me, he's a guy that was in high school, like was popular, but didn't really get chicks. And
100%. And then now all of a sudden he's in the
popular.
spotlight. He can sleep with all these hot women and he like doesn't know what to do with himself. He's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, and he doesn't know how to. He's like, you know, you got to be smart.
Yeah.
But here's the problem I have, and y'all can answer this. You've been on the show, and you can just be a fan of it. But if you're on the show, those women shouldn't have any problem with him hooking up with both of them.
I completely agree.
Thank you.
That's been one of the big things that we've been saying from the get-go. It's kind of like, listen, like,
Dude,
everyone's
both
hooking up with everybody.
Both girls also admitted that they were just friends with him at the
Right.
time. So I'm like, why are you going to have an issue if he sleeps with this girl the day after, the week after, the month after? Like, you agreed that it was just a casual relationship. So you have no right to be turning around being like, why did you sleep with this other casual relationship?
You know why? Because it's TV, and they know that makes their storyline better. They know that makes
Yeah,
their
but it's also like a real issue is they're not communicating with him their feelings, and then
Right.
they're
They're just crapping on him, shitting on him.
Yeah,
Right.
But I mean, he deserves that too, though.
totally.
Okay,
Yeah, he
so
made his
he's
bed.
okay. So we're all in agreement. He's doing the right thing. There should be no problem with what he's doing.
But he's not doing it
Well,
smart. He needs
he's
to
not-
read
okay.
into the situation.
He's being an idiot. Also, like he is. It's like learn how to juggle. If you're gonna juggle, learn how to do it.
Yeah.
And with the women, like no, technically, I don't think he did anything wrong. He's a single guy. Like he can sleep with
He's
whoever
trying
he
to
wants.
cover it up,
But it's
though.
that's the thing that's
Cover
shady. And we have to talk about the fact that he's seeing all these women on the side, telling them like, let's not talk about it with each other, and then goes to Paradise and then asks Tayshia out on the first date, and that's like, are you just trying to cover up the fact that you've been seeing all these other girls outside of Paradise?
But wouldn't you have? Wait, who was there before his first date? Caitlyn was there, right?
You mean, are you talking about, Kaylin was there. Hannah was there.
But no, I'm saying in Bachelor in Paradise, were the 2 girls he hooked up with already on the island before he asked?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he have taken one of those out? That would have been a smart move.
But that's why we think maybe he might be trying to like, I don't know. He's hooking up with.
He's just not smart.
He's not smart, or he is, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to make it look like I wasn't with Hannah and Kaylin because we discussed privately that we weren't going to talk about it. So I'll just divert the audience and be like, I'm going to ask Tayshia out, and then eventually go for Hannah per his plan.
No, if he was smart, he would just come in and be like, put it all on the table.
That's what I'm saying. I would have walked in there like, hey, guys.
Just so you know,
I hooked up with this one, and then the next night I hooked up with this one. Look. Don't judge me. We were just friends. We were having fun. We were at Stagecoach. We were drunk. We were wasted. You get it. Get it. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
And everybody would have been like, okay, well, he's right. Yeah,
it would have been smart. Well, when you watch this week's episode, or last night's episode, you're going to see that there is a new individual in the villa, and he does, I always say villa because I watch Love Island so much. Not in Paradise.
Caitlin. There's a new girl, Caitlin.
Yes. Is she pretty? Is she attractive?
She looks just like Kaylin.
Identical.
Very confusing.
Do you find, well, we're not going to talk about looks. I don't find Kaylin.
Really?
I don't find her that attractive.
I think she's stunning. Not a fan of
I
personality.
think she's kind of messy.
Nah.
I think she's messy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
personality
know.
or appearance?
I don't know. It's just like just messy. I don't know. It's hard to describe. I think she's a sweet person. It's just she doesn't look put together all the time.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's weird.
I feel like Caitlin definitely is maybe more put together than Kaylin. Maybe. Like she's always pretty like makeup prime, full. You know, I feel like Kaylin goes more natural.
So anyway, Caitlin but she's also a pageant girl. I don't know. I just don't like Kaylin. I think she sucks.
Yeah,
she's got a lot of issues and she just sucks.
She has a lot of issues. I mean, some that from the past. I thought,
of course, but there's way more than that.
Way more than that. And for her to be making a big deal about Blake. That's just for attention.
Well, so now you see too in these episodes, like, I don't know, she just seems really insecure about Dean, all that. But anyway, this new girl, Caitlin, comes in and Blake's just straight up about it. He's like, just so you know, I slept with this girl and I slept with this girl and then they got mad at me.
He's like, the whole blueprint. He tells her everything.
But it was a smart move. She's like, okay.
It's a smart move, but he should have done that from the beginning.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But he's learning at least. You got to give him the little boy. He's learning.
Okay. So do you think by the end of the season, he's going to be like, his reputation will be back? Like he'll be the guy that everybody wants? Good question.
If he gets engaged, yes, because there's this weird thing about the Bachelor world where like if someone finds love, it just kind of erases all their past mistakes.
Really?
That happened last season. Did you watch last season of Paradise?
No.
Oh,
no. I'm
okay.
just starting with the Colton.
Yes.
Then Hannah B, because I knew and now I'm in Bachelor in Paradise.
Okay.
So now I'm in. Now I'm locked in. And go ahead, but what you were going to say. But I also want to talk about Dean because I'm confused about Dean.
Let's talk about Dean. I was just going to say that there was like some villains last season. They get together on Paradise, get engaged, and everyone's suddenly like, oh my God, they're so
like,
cute.
But
they were pieces of shit before. They're still pieces of shit.
They're just
married
engaged
now.
Yeah. Okay, so Dean, this dude shows up.
And you haven't watched his season of Paradise, right?
I've never seen Dean.
Dean was like the original Blake. Dean was playing 2 girls back and forth, couldn't make up his mind to say one thing to the other. On the island.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Like a couple seasons ago. Well, it kind of was because he would tell one girl he was really into her and he just wanted to be them. Then she would literally catch him making out with another chick in the pool.
But isn't that the game of the island? Because you need to stay on, right?
Kind of, but also he was sort of like feigning exclusivity with the one girl and then turning around and doing something completely different. But he looked like a huge dick and he was just a big asshole. And so anyway, that's how he looked on the season. And then I have personal interactions with him too.
Yeah, slid into your DMs?
Okay, so basically he was
give it up, girl. I want to know.
Well, basically, so after all this happened, he had this reputation of just being like a huge douchebag player. He goes on this show called Bachelor Winter Games. There's just some stupid spinoff.
Okay.
Anyway, he's with a girl from that season, but it hasn't aired yet, so no one knows he's with the chick. My season, meanwhile, is airing, and he's DMing me. We're FaceTiming, like a couple times a week, totally like flirting it up. I have no idea he's seen this other chick. And then I'm just like chatting with a producer, like with a friend. And I'm like, yeah, I've been talking to Dean. Like, we're probably totally going to fuck. Like, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, right? Like, I think he's single. We've been FaceTiming. Well, word gets around that I say that to Dean. apparently Dean has this girlfriend. So then Dean messages me and like, just so you know, I don't think our friendship is fair to Leslie. So like, I don't think we should be speaking anymore. That's the girl he was seeing. And I'm like, I didn't know about Leslie.
Because he didn't tell you.
No, because he didn't tell me. So then word got around to this to Leslie. She broke it off with him. And this is like last year. And then so now he's on the show.
Did you find Dean attractive?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Dean's a total cutie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I disagree.
Is it the mustache that's throwing you off?
Dean, to me, maybe it's me. Look, I grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
He looks like just every dude
I get
from
that.
Texas.
I totally get that.
Like I lived in Austin. He looks like every dude in Austin.
Totally. And he thinks he's like something special and different since he lives out of a van. It's like, that's literally what every other person in Venice does,
Mustache
bro.
man, yeah.
I'm like, I don't understand Dean. Like when he walked on and all the women were like, Dean, I'm like, dude, you're not special.
He's really nice and charming. So
Yes.
all that being said, of all the shit that happened with him in the past, like I've hung out with him since, and he's a really nice guy. He's just like still kind of young and immature.
Okay.
But he's nice.
And let's speak about, how old are you?
24.
24. See, and that's another problem. I got to talk about this. Y'all are way too young to be on that show. Y'all don't want to be married at 23, 24 years old. Like, no, but
I'm in a serious relationship with a baby.
okay, that doesn't mean you want to be married.
No, that's true.
See? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's going to be a yes.
To me, I mean, I'm watching this. I mean, soon it's going to be like, oh, such and such a Bachelor is 17.
Well,
you know, it's like,
that's-
it's getting younger and younger.
But you
and
know
younger.
why it's smart for ABC? Because you have all these young kids on Instagram. Like, there's a whole new wave of watchers.
I get
Colton's
that, but
season was like, it was the biggest boom in millennials watching the show. And
Because
millennials
everyone
and
was all
younger.
young.
Yeah.
Well, it was crazy because on my season, I was one of the youngest and I was 22. And everyone was like, oh my God.
and you didn't want love. You didn't want marriage.
Well, I wanted love.
Could you imagine being married at 22? Come on, seriously?
No, yeah. I mean, my whole family is done. Like, my sister got married at 19.
I'm
my
talking
mom
about
got married
you.
at 23.
I'm not talking about your family. I'm talking about you.
I think that if I met someone and I like knew, I would do it. Why not? I haven't found that yet, but why not find it on TV?
I don't believe it. Not 22.
Okay, so anyway, everyone said that I was.
So anyway, enough about me.
Everyone shit on me on my age, and then literally the next season, everyone is like under 25.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
so
got
they gave,
season.
see, I missed your season. So you were before I started watching. So I don't even know your art. Tell me about your art. What happened to you? When did you get kicked off?
Oh,
Did you make it to the end?
I was
You were
top 5.
fifth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right before hometown.
She was the one that everyone knew about immediately. First of all, because she was so sparkly when she came on, but she had a pixie haircut.
Yeah,
And she
I
was
had
the
really
very
short
first,
hair, and I was the first girl ever on The
first
Bachelor
girl ever to have short hair.
I know.
That's what you're known for?
Yeah, I had shorter hair than
Yeah.
Jess, and like everyone made a big fucking deal about it because again, it's Middle America, so people are like, "Oh my God, like, where's her hair?"
And then she went missing after the show.
well, then I got lost on a weed farm, and my mom reported me missing. And
Wait.
like, that's
I remember you went to a weed farm
Here's what happened.
or a
I'll give you
wheat
the-
farm. What did you say? A weed.
Weed.
Okay, I thought you said wheat. I was like a wheat farm. What did you
I was farming. I was really
I had to
becoming
find some
one
grain.
with the soil.
You know?
I joined a cult. I was on a wheat farm. Basically, came off The Bachelor after filming, and I was broke as a joke because you're there for 2 months. You don't get any money at all.
2 months?
Yeah, you don't get per diem. You get nothing. And I had like already spent a lot of money traveling that summer, then was gone for 2 months while the show was airing, still had to pay for everything. And I came back. I had to quit my job to be on the show. And I was like, okay, I have no money. And what do? Go trim weed on a weed farm. So that's what happened. And then
And you didn't tell any of your family this?
no, I did. And this is what the weird thing that happened. And it was like too much to explain. Like when I went on news shows to talk about it, I just had to be like, yeah, I had no phone service. It was crazy. My mom reported me missing. What actually happened, I'll make a very long story short. I was with a really crazy chick. She got really mad at me because she got in a fight with the owner and got kicked off the farm, and I didn't leave with her. I was like, no, I'm going to keep making money and stay here. And she got really mad. I didn't have any phone service, and she told my mom that I was being held hostage by meth heads with knives and that she had to leave me on the farm. And then my mom couldn't get a hold of me because I had no service. I have no idea that any of this is going on.
Oh my goodness.
So then my mom reported me missing because she thought I was being held hostage with meth heads.
But time-wise, then what happened is then her
Oh,
season
okay.
started
So-
to air.
So my mom finds me like a day later. You know, I get to phone service,
Okay.
I call her, tell her everything's good. Well, the stupid fucking Humboldt Sheriff's Department, we tried calling, couldn't get a hold of them, so they kept me on the missing persons list. So fast forward 3 months later when the show's airing, I'm still on the missing persons list. And And then of course it comes out and someone's like, wait, this girl is on The Bachelor.
So
right
it's
now.
all over social media. Like, the girl from The Bachelor is missing. Oh my God.
But
Okay, how many followers do you have from that show?
About 500,000.
Okay, how many did you start with?
2,000, 3,000.
Wow. It's a game changer.
No,
And she was even really before the big boom.
oh yeah, because like now girls on Colton's season have like 1 million followers.
Would you go back on?
I don't know.
Have they asked?
Well, they wanted me to go on Paradise, but I got pregnant.
Oh, okay.
So
would you have done it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And like my boyfriend and I still joke around. Like if we weren't to work out, like sure, I would go on Paradise. Why not?
Now, is your boyfriend from the whole Bachelor thing too?
No, he is actually he's a LA boy raised in Santa Monica, and we met through rock climbing. I'm a rock climber. And
okay.
He's opening actually his own rock climbing gym in Long Beach called Long Beach Rising. I can plug that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met through that, and
But he hadn't ever seen the show
he had never
before.
seen the show.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
I know it is great. And he was like, that's so embarrassing that you were on that show. And I'm
Yeah.
like, not really, because I'm making a lot of money off of it.
It's true. My thing is, I always tell people, if you're going to be on a reality show, have something to sell. If it's not, you have, because so many of my friends get on these shows, it's like, have a product to sell.
You also
or
have to
take advantage after, like you guys are doing right now.
Yeah, and you also have to make yourself a brand.
Yes.
So you have to like know what angle you're coming, what kind of person you are, and how people are going to respond to like who you are.
Okay.
So
Dean, now I know about Dean. Now I talked about Blake. Who else don't I like in Bachelor in Paradise? Let's see. I like Mike that he showed up, but I think it's a downgrade for him to be on that.
Yeah.
I hope he's the Bachelor, but I don't think he is.
No.
Will be. There's the other sensitive guy that's crying a lot right now.
Cam.
Who?
Cam.
No, Daniel? What is Cam the one?
Oh, Dylan.
Dylan. Oh my God. Stop it, Dylan.
Oh,
Dylan, stop.
you have, that's all we've been saying.
Listen,
Please stop.
We
Stop.
have gotten some serious hate from a lot of viewers because we think he's a very sweet guy.
He is sweet.
But we're like, you
Too
need to stop
sweet.
koalaing onto her. He's just like this on Hannah G the entire time.
He's like,
it's
"Mommy."
like, give the woman some space.
Dylan, stop being soft. I'm looking right at you, Dylan. Stop being soft, Dylan.
No.
You're looking ridiculous. When you watch this back after the show, you're going to be so embarrassed of yourself.
Oh no, it's like
It's so bad.
He's
it's
making
so
himself
bad.
a doormat, you know?
Oh
He's
my God,
like,
just
walk
what-
over me.
we're like, Dylan, go explore your options. You're a handsome guy. He's very funny. Like he could just have his,
How do you
enjoy.
get? Let me tell you how to get Hannah.
Paradise.
You start dating one of these other chicks, and Hannah's like, "Whoa, look what I'm missing." And what's the Latin girl's name from Miami?
Nicole.
Nobody ever paid attention to her. She's getting attention, and now she thinks she's it. It's like, come on, girl, calm down. Bring it back a notch. That's it. Come on now. You need to reevaluate this situation. Know you're on the island, first of all.
Well, this is what you're missing. Christian and that, since you didn't watch last night, Christian and Jordan are gone now. They got kicked off the show for fighting.
Kicked off.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they just get, at the very end of the last episode.
Yeah.
when
They're
you
going
saw-
at it. They just remove them immediately after.
But Jordan just body slams Christian.
Takes him the fuck down.
yeah.
Wow.
And they have a no tolerance policy for violence. Like
Apparently, that's a new thing.
Well, you have to. Well, you have to nowadays.
Yeah.
Any violence, they're off. So now, what guys are left?
I mean, a lot. There's
still a
still
lot of-
Mike, Chris, that Chris B guy.
Derek,
Dylan. Blake is still hanging around. Christina gave him a rose.
How's is Hannah G as hot as everybody thinks?
I think might be a little overrated.
Okay.
She's very beautiful, but
She's a beautiful girl,
Yeah.
but it's like for everybody to be swooning over her. Like, this is my mind. I'm like, okay.
who would? Or I don't know if you're allowed to say this with your
I'm
wife, but who
married.
would-
No one. No one.
Good answer.
Wait,
That's
there
a
are
great
No one.
answer.
there are women on that show. I didn't even know.
I just was watching it for the guy drama. I didn't even know there were women on that show. Like, I've heard names like Hannah and different people like that, but
Yeah.
it's like, I just watch it to evaluate, not
Yes.
watch it for look.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
literally, my wife, since she's from the pageant world, like, all her little pageant girlfriends come over and they watch these TV shows. And my wife will go, like, I have to watch the pageants because we all rate them. And what I'll do is I'll watch one walkthrough, pick a winner, and leave. Because I don't want to, like, I'm not going to say,
I am
oh, this
not.
woman's beautiful too. I'm like, no. I'm not getting caught in that trap. I know traps. That is a trap. When your wife asks you, what do you think about her? Oh, I didn't even see her. That's what I said. Oh, somebody was on TV?
Yeah.
And then you can't do the other thing either, because my boyfriend Gray will be like, well, I don't know. Like, I don't like her nose. I don't like her butt. And I'm like, oh my God, how dare you talk about a woman that way?
Yeah,
how do you
see
feel
me?
about me?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
you think she's not attractive?
exactly.
Like, my
and then I
God.
start crying, you know, and he's like, oh my God.
And see, that's why I just said, oh, I didn't even see who you're talking about.
No
what,
idea.
What was that? What?
If I was a man and I would go on the show, I would go straight for Tayshia. I think she's absolutely the most beautiful.
Yep.
And she's cool. We've seen her
so
just
cool.
being so
awesome.
like just down to earth. She knows her worth. She's like, nope, not dealing with that shit with Blake. Bye-bye. Moves on.
You know what I love about the thing I do like about Bachelor in Paradise over Bachelor? The girls aren't glammed up as much. So you really get to see what they really look like. Yeah. And that's why like Hannah on the Bachelorette. Wait, it was Bachelor, right?
Hannah G.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh, she's pretty. But now when she's kind of late, she's still pretty, but they're not all glammed up. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like the not glammed
up. Well, the
up.
humidity does not allow for the glamming.
No,
it's
not at all.
There's
sweat. If you have that, your makeup's like just streaming down your face.
Everyone's hair is just
now, who I think
like,
is really gorgeous is Christina. Christina is like crazy, but I think she's so pretty.
Very true.
Nah.
I'm not a fan of any of the girls, you know, because
I
I don't
get
look
that.
at them.
Sure.
So I don't even
Understood.
know who you speak of.
Yeah.
But like I like Mike. I like what other?
Do you like John Paul Jones?
Love John Paul.
Oh,
Jones.
of course.
I mean, to me, he's the coolest dude.
Well, you'll then also see Tayshia and John Paul Jones' relationship.
I know it blossoms. I saw the preview.
It's just fabulous. They're just
And
so in love.
Look, my wife is white, so I love interracial couples. And as soon as like they got together, I was like, yes, the baby would be beautiful.
And they're just so cute. Like they're just very good together. I think they bring out a lot of good.
Okay, what else happened?
Well, there's Derek and Demi, of course, too, and all that drama.
Got you.
And then now, you know, it seems as though.
And Demi said she goes both ways now.
Yes.
Yeah, it seems as though.
Do you know her girlfriend?
Do I know her?
Or yeah, because you live in LA. No,
but I know who she. I mean,
we know
we
now,
figured out who she is like through
now,
Instagram.
Demi at the end of this episode threw out her name. Her name is Christian.
Okay.
There are no people, women in Bachelor Nation named Christian.
No, there's no Bachelor ties. It seems as though she's also trying to get Christian on because she's kind of setting it up like it'd be so easy if I could compare like both of them here to each other.
So this is a storyline that the producer is going to play.
Of course,
right.
yeah.
I also actually read earlier today that it is like 100% true that the producers, it's confirmed, the producers reached out to Christian or asked Demi first, would it be okay if Christian came on the show?
Of course.
And Demi then was like, good. So she knew about it. She knows that she's coming on the show.
clip where she's making out with a chick. Right. That's probably what Christian.
But she knows that Christian's coming on the show. There's been this whole thing of like, did they plan it? And everyone's denying it.
Of course they did.
Like,
of course they did.
It.
Well, and also it's like I think on the episode I can't remember when they talk about it, but she's sort of talking about like how Christian's just the most perfect girl. They're so wonderful together, and it's like, okay, if she's so wonderful, then why are you here on the beach if you're not planning for her to
because she wants to be famous.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the reason why everybody does this show.
Of course.
Oh, and there is a check actually in Bachelor in Paradise, correct?
A what?
People get paid. There's a check for Bachelor in Paradise.
It's not very much.
Oh, okay.
But yes.
How much is it?
I think like at the most you're going to get is like under 600 a day maybe, and it's like 21 days of filming.
All right. So on The Bachelor,
or like 28 days of filming.
When you're on The Bachelor, because I tell people this all the time, like if you're that girl or that guy and you get engaged, how many real hours have you actually spent with that person? Because I would say less than 10.
I think an article did a whole like calculation, and I think the maximum hours you could have spent together at the end of it is maybe 50. 55?
No, one-on-one?
It's under 60. Well, because they have the 24-hour date for fantasy suites. You have to take that into consideration.
Okay.
And then you add up all the little hour interactions. They're just them sitting and talking. Okay. And then you add up like the maybe 6 or 7 hours they get on a one-on-one date. So it comes out maximum like 50.
Okay, what is the biggest storyline that they gave you in your season? Did they ever tell you to like force something? No,
it's not really scripted. That's a big misconception, is that the show's like scripted or anything like that. It's not. Okay. The thing is, like, you're traveling with all these people for weeks and weeks on end, and you're like, I mean, even after spending 1 week with one of my best friends traveling, you're like kind of sick of them at the end of the week. Well, you're stuck with these people for 6 weeks with no phone, no outside contact, with like 20 people you don't know, and then you're all dating the same guy. Like, of course drama is going to happen. And it happens
isn't that
very
the
organically.
Stockholm syndrome?
Yeah.
Don't you get that? I would imagine like you're all trying to win one person's heart, and then all of a sudden he becomes.
Well,
the
yeah,
Mecca.
totally. Because you hear all these girls being like, he's so wonderful. And then there's the competition aspect. And it's honestly, when you're on the show, really hard to differentiate. Am I in love with this person or am I just trying to make it to next week?
Yeah.
And it's like really hard. It's a mind fuck. Like I really thought, I think I really thought I was falling in love with him. Like I really did.
That's what I think happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really just, it's survival. You just want to make it to the next week.
Well, it's like there's no way that everyone is this good of an actor or actress.
Totally.
Like, you know, there's a lot of people and a lot of people seem very much in love with the lead.
Yeah.
It seems.
And then the minute I got handed my phone again, after I got kicked off the show, I was like, oh, that's right. Like I have a life outside of this. Like, oh, like I
What's the
don't care
first
about
thing
this
you
guy.
did like when you got off the show?
I was just like, it was like 4:00 in the morning and I was at the hotel and I had my phone and I think actually one of the first things I did was FaceTime my ex-boyfriend. I don't know why. And I was like, you'll never guess what just happened. Like I'm in Italy right now. Oh my God. And yeah, I was just like texting everyone like, I just got kicked off. I'm in Tuscany. So
Now, Pete, the pilot, didn't he have like a relationship and then The Bachelor kind of swept that under the rug? But with Jed, it wasn't Jed, they put it all on blast?
Well, the difference being is that Pete was with someone and then broke up with them a few months before the show. And Jed, the girl he was seeing, they both knew about. Like he told her, I'm going on the show. My agency wants me to go on. She like basically took him to the airport, let him borrow her guitar and guitar case.
Yeah.
And then he just ghosted her and never contacted her. He was like texting. There's texts of like, hey, I can't wait to see you on the other side, baby. Never calls.
Never calls
shows
us.
yeah,
up. Yeah.
is engaged.
Yeah.
Doesn't say, yeah, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jed sucks.
And unattractive too.
I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
like it's so funny how I'm looking at these guys and like I'm like they're normal dudes. That hey, all you ladies that are fawning, like just going nuts, just go outside. Like
Except for Tyler. Can we at least agree that
Tyler's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Tyler's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Tyler, yeah. I mean, he's definitely, I could see Armani, you know, like he's a big time model. Like, yeah, he's a good, I don't know why Hannah liked Luke so much. That's what I was so confused about.
Well, they went to like the same church.
Yeah, that's the big
They
thing.
have like background shit with each other.
They like, you know, they have similar friends in common apparently. They went to like the same satellite campus church. He was the very first person that she met on Colton's After the Final Rose. And so there was that immediate connection. The talk has been that they were texting for like those 2 weeks before her show started.
And then,
so there was a thing.
And then last week, because I haven't seen this week yet, Bachelor in Paradise, what's his name, went to Hannah's house. Blake went to Hannah, so they kind of like started before they even got to the island.
Flew out to see her a week before, and
Yeah.
she says that they met up somewhere.
There's
talked
also
for a little
photos-
bit, kissed once.
There's
Come on
also
now.
photos of them together in March. Like they've got a whole history.
They got a history,
neither
right?
of them is owning up to.
Yes.
For sure.
And by the way, the girl that shows up on the episode you haven't seen, she also was at Stagecoach.
Did she hook up with Blake
No.
too?
No, but she
Oh
was
my
at
God.
Stagecoach.
I mean, that's my tough thing. It's like I kind of respect him. Like, dude, you're a
Yeah.
player. Like, good for you.
He's
like in
really
my
putting
younger
in the
years,
hours, yeah.
hey, like if I was
Crushing it.
25, a high five. As an older dude, I'm like, dude.
I mean, even he's 30.
he's 30.
Yeah.
But hey, good high five. I mean, you're playing the game. You're just
Sure.
stupid about that. After, you know, you
Yeah.
just got to own up to it. Just got to own up to it. Okay, so anything else jump out about the Bachelor in Paradise?
I mean, I think I'm excited to see tonight's episode because I don't know, it seems like we're going to meet Christian, Demi's girl. It seems that way.
I
It
hope
seems
so.
like they're setting it up. So I'm super interested to see what happens between Derek and Demi and how that all goes
Now, let
down.
me ask you this, because you guys are in it. Do you know how it already ends?
No.
You don't? Okay, so
I mean, I can make some pretty educated guesses on it.
do you think Demi leaves with a dude or her
No,
ex?
definitely Christian.
Yeah, okay.
Definitely, 100%.
100%. I say
Because
that
we
too.
do see clips later in like one of the previews where John Paul Jones is screaming at Derek about how much he's into Tayshia. So we wonder if Derek's going to go after Tayshia, you know.
It's going to be a whole mess.
Hints, yeah.
And I just love that they figured out how it's so weird, like, because when the girls give out the roses to dudes, they try to find any stragglers.
Oh my God,
like if you're not,
oh my God,
I love it.
You mean
it's
like
like last
Kaylin?
call at a bar. You know,
mean
it's
like-
2 a.m. It's like, who's left? Let's go. And vice versa. Like women start going after.
Kaylin and Cam when she's like, "You're just so different than I thought you were." Just like
Cam, really?
no
Oh
shame.
my
It's great. I
goodness.
love it.
Do you hate Cam?
No, we just think he's just obnoxious and
Poor
I really
guy.
do think I really do think he wants love.
I think he does too.
But I think he gets in the way of it because he's such a kind of douchey dude.
He's just a goob.
We say he
Yeah,
seems
good.
like the one who's there for actually the right reasons.
Absolutely.
Like he wants a wife and kids more than anything in the entire world.
He's like, the real world doesn't work for me, so like hopefully paradise will help. Like he's
And
really
he only has like, I mean, you have to look. He only has 20,000 followers on Instagram.
No.
Compared to at least the lower end
Tier
people
is
have
still
like
in the
100K.
hundreds.
Wait, he only has 20,000. My mom has 20. No. Really? So people don't like him that much.
No, I
Yeah.
know. And I think that he just is like the kid that always kind of got bullied. I have a whole backstory about how his dad was like, ABC, always be Cam. And now he's like, ABC, always be Cam.
Yeah,
Like,
and we have a
just
lot
gotta
of
keep
our
being
listeners
myself.
who send us DMs saying like, you know, they end up bumping into and meeting numerous of these contestants on the show. And I've only heard positive things. People are like, I actually met Cam and he was so nice.
I would imagine he's
Yeah.
one of the nicest guys. He just gets
Yeah.
in his own. He's one of those dudes that if you think about what you say, you'll be way better off. Don't just say what comes to your mind.
Or don't try to like be something else. Like
Yeah,
he says
don't-
he's true to himself, but he's kind of just trying to like pretend like he's some other.
Now,
kinda
in the
guy.
Bachelor world, you guys are celebrities with your podcast. Any crazy things happen to y'all? Like any crazy fan experiences or anything like that?
Oh, I did have, when the show was airing, I did have a guy who like stalked me in Portland, which was really creepy. He literally like, I posted a story. There's so much backstory. I don't think I even told you this, but I posted a picture of like the lobby ceiling of a hotel. This guy, because he told me that he did this, sent it into a Travel Portland YouTube channel and said, "Do you know what hotel this is?"
No.
They told him what hotel it was, and he sat in the lobby charging his phone, waiting for me. He then saw me post a picture of the corner of a restaurant and literally and he admitted this to me, ran down the street to the restaurant like to go meet me there, and he just showed up with this little backpack and was like,
What was
"Hi."
in the backpack?
Yeah.
I don't know, a bomb. I'm not sure. He was like, "Hi, like, I don't know, you don't know me, but like, I know." It was like textbook creeper.
Wait, and then he told
situation.
you that he
yeah,
looked
he
up
was-
the ceiling and all this.
Yeah.
How long was this interaction?
Oh my God, it was like 15 minutes, and I was with my mom and sister, and my mom's like, "Okay, thank you. Like, we're gonna go now." Like,
So
thank
he's just
you.
like, "Hi, I watch you on the back."
Yes, literally,
Hi.
literally
Yeah.
like that.
You know your hotel? I sent it into
No,
the
and
YouTube
he,
channel. And
and he goes, "Maybe we could like hang out sometime." And I was like, "No, no, sorry." And then
But like,
later
if he was
on
hot,
that
I would
night,
have been like, okay.
if he was
It's
Tyler
actually super
C,
sweet.
she would have been like, "Oh
it was
my
pretty
God."
romantic that he actually like went to the trouble to look up all the ceilings.
Isn't that
That's so
amazing?
nice.
This is what I love. If
if you're
you go-
hot, everything is excusable.
No, yes, and if you go, here's a perfect example. If you go out on a date and in the next morning that person like texts you, "Good morning," there's two ways you could take it. Like, "Oh, they're so annoying," you
So
know,
creepy and
or
clingy.
"Oh my God, they're so sweet," you know, they said good morning to me. You know, that's the same thing. If it was Tyler C showing up, you would have been like, "Oh," your mom would have been like, "Oh."
He would have gotten married
He's
right there.
really searching for you. Look at him going out of the way. Oh my God, so sweet. That's a real gentleman. Now that he was a creeper, you're like, "Oh, he's so scary." I love it.
so true.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, the creepy thing is he was messaging me on Instagram, like literally just one way conversation, but he like thought we were interacting. Like I posted a picture of me at the park, and he's like, "Oh, playing hard to get, are you? Which park is this?" I swear to God.
That's so creepy.
I swear to God. I
Oh
swear to God.
my God.
Such a creeper. And then later that day, I was like in Nordstrom, and my parents were my family was downstairs, and I see him coming up the escalator. And I'm not joking. I like bolted to the elevator. I was shaking. My phone was dead. So I had to like borrow someone's phone and call my dad and be like, "Where are you? Like, this guy's following me." It's so creepy. Yeah. That's like the only
horrifying.
crazy thing I've had happen.
Well, have you had any? You're a very beautiful woman too. Have you had
Well, I
any?
appreciate that. I mean, not
Have you had any stalkers like that?
not from the podcast.
Okay, okay, good,
Not from
good.
Bachelor Nation.
Okay,
no,
good,
They're just
good.
like, "Who's this bitch?" Like, we don't recognize her. No, I mean, in my life, yeah, sure.
Okay.
But overall,
She started having people come up though and be like, I love Chatty Broads.
Oh yeah, no, we definitely like have people who then like, you know, will recognize us from, or well, they know you from the show, but they'll recognize you from the podcast. But our listeners are amazing.
Hashtag Broad Squad.
Broad Squad.
Yeah.
Broad Squad
so
strong.
yeah, it's been mostly all love. You know, every once in a while you get
crazy.
Do they hate on you for hating people they like?
Oh,
yeah.
100%. People will leave 1-star reviews like, can't believe you called Dylan creepy. Like,
Yeah. Well, you lucky I'm not on your podcast. I would have nothing but 1-star reviews.
Bachelor people are crazy though.
Yeah, even though Craig came on our podcast and Craig hadn't ever seen an episode, he was shitting all over everybody.
Craig was calling people Nazis. He was going nuts.
Like, Craig, don't say that. But
and people loved him. No one gave a shit about it.
That's what it's about. You know,
well, comedians can get away with it because it's like they're just like being funny.
Yeah.
And then if you're like,
no, but we mean it too. Like if you sing like I'm being funny, but I really do mean it too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like
take it seriously.
Like, hey, I'll watch it, but these dudes, come on now. Like women have higher standards. I'm just saying.
We're with it.
No, we do. We definitely get. I mean, I get many angry DMs all the time.
I don't look at them anymore. Jess still filters through them.
I have to filter through them and be like, we hate both of you. And I'm just like, great, have a great day.
Have
but
a
then
great
we get
day.
way more nice ones. So,
I'm sure.
you know, you just have to.
But, you know, it's the 1 out of 1,000 nice ones, the one mean one where you're like...
Isn't that crazy? We just focus on that one. You could have 10,000 like we love yous, but that one,
it'll keep you up all night.
It will.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, it makes me so angry. Just that one. That one.
Your voice is so annoying and you're just like...
And then every time you talk, well, that's the thing though. It's always specific ones, right? So like,
really?
people are always like, you have a square head, and I'm like, yeah, well, I know, duh. Like, I see myself in the mirror, but like, it's when they're like, you have no interesting points of view, that I'm just like shaking, like trying to fall asleep, and I'm just like, I'm not interesting. Oh my God.
Or I got one the other day, like Becca stopped screaming into the mic. It's so goddamn annoying, and I was just like, okay. From now on, I just kind of whisper.
You're whispering. You're doing ASMR.
ASMR.
Like, hey, what's going on? Well, thank you for stopping by, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, come by anytime. This is great because I'm gonna be breaking down Bachelor in Paradise.
Amazing. Let's chat more Bachelor.
Let's Chatty Broads it up. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, subscribe, listen, download, all that good stuff. And also this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I will be in Chicago. Chicago Improv with Leo Flowers. We'll see you next time. Later.
Woo.